the Wild. Take it away.
Yo, hello, GDQ. Thank you so much for making this run happen. I heard that the White Cat incentive has won. This is this wonderful blindfold right here. It is super cute. Thank you for that. And yeah, quick remarks before I start now. I'm gonna not have audio from the commentators or from anyone really. I have direct game feed. This is the microphone from my commentator. I will give that back in 1 second. So I can focus on the game. I have like double headphones to have like soundproof everything. I'm just like isolated here doing my thing. But yeah, can I get some hype for Blindfolded Breath of the Wild? All right, I'm gonna set up and then we can start.
All right, so as Bubzia does that, we'll introduce ourselves as the commentators. So first of all, I am mitchriz. You might have seen me just do an Elden Ring run. Maybe you saw the Blindfolded Malakath, maybe?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm gonna be commentating for Bubzia here. And then as well, we have...
Hi there, I am metroidmaster. You might have seen me yesterday doing the X-Men Arcade 1 credit clear attempt with LRock617. I also know a little bit of Breath of the Wild tech, as was taught to me by Bubzia, so thank you very much. I'm very honored that you had me on commentary. I also used to run Ocarina of Time, do plenty of randomizers for that, so I am absolutely excited for this Breath of the Wild blindfolded run. And then we also have a third commentator over with us on Discord. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm crystalsaver, or just Saver, and I currently hold the 80% world record blindfolded for Breath of the Wild. I run Celeste and other Zelda games blindfolded, so I'll be helping out, giving good commentary on any details for tonight's run from Bubzia here.
Yeah, Saver's definitely the one who actually knows what's going on, so we'll throw it over to him as needed. So, here, I think Bubzia is just about ready to go.
Bubzia, you're about ready? All right.
All right, let's get this started then.
Let's get rolling. Twitch chat crowd, are you ready for Blindfolded Breath of the Wild? Bubzia, ready on the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock!
All right, so starting out here, there is some couple of cutscene stuff going on, but just to talk about what in general is going to be happening in this run, it's a lot of normalized movements. So what that means is movements where if we do them, we're going to get to the exact same position every single time. You'll see one of the biggest ones for that is like side hops. If you jump in a specific direction, you're going to go exactly the same amount every single time. So first thing that he's going to need to do is grab the Sheikah Slate, and that's going to be some side hops to get the correct positioning, and then just moving forward into it. And we'll have more normalized movement from there. So Saver, any particular tech that's going on at the very start of the run here that's interesting?
Very start of the run, other than the bunny hops you just mentioned, Bubzia is also going to be doing a minor glitch called whistle sprinting, where you can sprint in the game, but that depletes your stamina bar. And if your stamina bar goes all the way to the bottom, you can't run anymore for a certain amount of time. You can actually make it so you can run at 80% of your speed, but also regain your stamina by holding the down button and spamming B on the controller. But also, one thing to note is, for this specific run, Bubzia is using a very special controller, which it is the 8-bit do Lite controller on firmware version 1.03, which basically, instead of having a control stick, he has a D-pad to move. So he's able to run, for instance, straight forward or diagonally or in any direction he chooses. And he's going to be utilizing that a lot during this run.
Yeah, very powerful to go in exact directions, exactly where you want. So you saw there, he hopped to the right and he knew he was exactly in the middle here and able to go forward. Another big thing that Bubzia is doing is beat counting. So he's actually counting Link's steps. You can hear them if you listen really closely. With the crowd here, we might not be able to hear them with the crowd getting so hype, but But Bubzia's got really good ear muffs on where he can't hear anything but the game, and he is doing a great job of counting those steps as he goes along. Here, luckily, a lot of these cutscenes will put him in an exact position, exactly where he knows where he is. In this case, Link walks directly to the middle, and he can just basically press forward to get out here, out into the sunlight.
Celle qui l'avait perdue. Va.
Well, as soon as Zelda finishes talking. He is running this in, I believe this is French, because it just happens to be the fastest, happens to have sort of the shortest cutscenes going on. So just a little bit faster. But yeah, here he can basically just go up, count some steps, and end up out in the bright sunlight.
And listen to this beautiful, beautiful soundtrack for Breath of the Wild.
All right.
Yeah.
From here, you're going to see a lot of similar movement to what you would see in a regular Breath of the Wild speedrun. He's going to be grabbing an axe that he's going to need for later. He's going to be grabbing some food that he's able to cook, and all of this as he starts to make his way through the Great Plateau. The first order of business is actually going to be to find the Great Tower. That's going to be a great spot to orient himself, and also is going to activate the shrines that we need in order to get the important powers that you get as Link here. He's doing a bit of a safety save. This one is basically just because we know exactly where we are right now, and he has to go a really, really long way counting footsteps. So if anything goes wrong, he wants to have that backup save where he knows exactly where it is.
Yep. While we're doing this trek, this might be a great time for some extra donations.
Oh, you got it. We have a $2,000 donation from Brent saying, yes, chef.
Yes, chef. All right, so Bubzia here has picked up an axe. We'll be able to use this axe for a multitude of different things, including some normalized movement, also getting set up for some transportation stuff that we'll be seeing a little bit later after we have gotten to the Great Tower. Mm-hmm. And now Zelda's going to talk to us and tell us that we can use the Sheikah slate as a map.
Wow, who knew?
Oh, I'm sorry, Carte de la Tablette Sheikah.
Of course, I knew that. Another thing that can happen is Bubzia is actually listening for the footsteps. As he goes over certain paths, he can hear the different sounds that the footsteps are making, and that can help him to make some little adjustments if he's a little bit off. For example, he climbed over that rock there, and the footsteps got staggered, so he knew that he was climbing over that particular rock. Here, he's doing the same thing, grabbing these arrows. He's counting how many? 3, 4... 4. So based on that, he knows that's a pretty good number. He can just keep going straight. He doesn't have to make any adjustments. And he should end up right where he wants to. Oh, please, yes,
oh,
yes!
Nice.
Link is wondering what he's doing, so we're going to put our little Sheikah slate in.
Yeah, that was a pretty scary part. That was one that Bubzia was telling me he was worried it could absolutely go wrong because it is just such a long time without getting to reorient yourself, without a cutscene or something like that. So really glad that that went perfectly first try. Here he's gonna get down from the tower, and the way to do that is if you start to throw a weapon and then switch away from it, it actually will reset your fall height for some reason. It's an interesting little glitch, but allows us to get down from the tower without having to climb down the slow way. And this is a speed run after all. Not just blindfolded, but fast.
All right.
And even if Bubzia does mess up the trick, the game auto-saves right after you watch all these cutscenes, so he's in no danger at the moment of restarting or redoing anything he's just done.
Yep.
Yes, very nice that the game does auto-saves, and you can do a manual save as well. So he can basically just at all times have this little bit of safety for it. It's what makes Breath of the Wild one of the best blindfolded speed games out there, is just because you have all these different options to make sure that you can do it. Here he's counting. Whew.
He lands
There he
perfectly. And now we're going to have a conversation with this random old man. I don't know. I think he outbeards me just a little bit here.
Yeah, but he sure does talk for a really long time. Like, come on, who died and made him king?
Right? I think he's talking about like something about like a paraglider, maybe, that, like he has. Like he just somehow has a paraglider for us. Yeah, sure.
I mean, it looks fancy. I'd want one if he asks.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, I'd take one.
Who wouldn't want a paraglider?
But before he'll give it to us, we do have to go to some shrines around here. So getting to those shrines is going to take a lot more of that normalized movement. One really good thing that is going to start to come up as he heads towards the first shrine is if you get to a wall and you climb on it, it's going to sort of orient your camera in that way, so you know exactly what direction your camera is in. So as he heads over here...
So you'll also notice that Bubzia swung his axe there and was able to turn himself while swinging the axe. This is another part of his normalized movement. When he turns himself that way, he's able to set himself up for specific 90-degree turns that will help him get himself oriented in the way that he wants to go before he just starts zooming off into the void.
Absolutely. You would think that you could just press left and then, center the camera. Turns out that's actually not very consistent, but doing those weapon swings to the left is very consistent. So here's the wall, as I was talking about. It puts his camera exactly in the direction of the wall, so he knows exactly where he is here.
Was another instance of that quick 90-degree turn. Now he's using our Z targeting to set his speed up and make sure that he hits the wall in a certain way that doesn't mess with his camera. And now we have
Excellent.
our first shrine.
Yes. So in these shrines, he's going to start out by holding exactly forward left, and that should get him directly to the Sheikah Slate, but if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. He can back that up. Also, all of these shrines always save exactly as you enter them, so if you needed to redo the shrine from the beginning, it is no big deal whatsoever.
Yep. And now here we are getting our remote bombs. This, we'll say, blows this game wide open.
It sure
especially
does.
with the tech that we have for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, you will see the bombs are not just used for their intended purposes, but also for a little bit of speed tactics. That'll come in a little bit later, especially in the wind bomb, the showcase that we have, if we meet that incentive. Which I think we already did, didn't we?
We did indeed.
We did.
meet
We
that
will
incentive.
see that later. Let's go.
Yeah, so actually, I have an update on those incentives. Not only have we met the Cryonis Wind Bomb incentive and the BLSS Showcase, we just met the Baron of Shell Fly Me to the Stars bonus.
Let's go. All right, so here Bubzia is listening for the sound of the platform.
A little unfortunate.
And he has blown himself up.
However, you can take out the Sheikah scope and then Link will be facing exactly forward for where the camera was. So even though he got blown up and Link's body went all over the place, as long as he didn't target and he just pulled out the Sheikah scope, he's right back to where he was before.
He is
in
trying to
terms of direction.
find exactly his position here. He doesn't seem super confident with it. So this seems like a difficult backup here. Hopefully he can find it. He's trying to listen for something in particular. Yeah, he's just gonna start the shrine over. So if you save and load on a file, it brings you back to the start. He knows where he is. He knows where the cycle of that platform is. So it should be much easier to back it up from here.
Yep. And we don't have
Yeah,
to...
when starting the bomb shrine, basically there's a platform that's moving like ahead of where Link is currently. What Bubzia was trying to do was he was trying to catch the first platform cycle so that he could jump onto it, immediately turn to the right, and throw a bomb to destroy a wall that's only destroyable by bombs on his right side. He was trying to be quick with the speech threats. But here, he's going to keep it safe. He's going to just blow up that bomb, normally wait for the platform.
Okay.
And when he hears the jingle, he knows he's good. So now he's just listening for when the platform gets louder, he's going to jump to the right.
All right,
There
he's
it
over
is.
the gap. We're not quite done yet.
Almost there.
You see, he's doing these specific side hops to position himself just right to where he wants to be. Now we have a slight bit of RNG with explosives. We have one.
He did not get this one, so he's gonna hear it hit the wall, and he knows it's too close. He jumps off, blows it up, and there we
Gets it.
go.
There we go. Gonna hop a little bit, do a couple more side hops here, and it should position him just right.
Oh,
And
excellent.
complete his shrine. Well done.
All right. As we have these cutscenes at the end of shrines, he's going to always, I believe it is, skip the first cutscene, but then the second cutscene, let it play out for a little bit. And this is due to a weird quirk with the loading of Breath of the Wild, where if you skip right away, it will basically not have loaded anything. But if you give it a little bit of time, it will preload coming back out into the map a bit. And it's actually faster to let it preload in the cutscene as opposed to just skipping and having it to load starting from the very beginning.
And now our old man is going to come and talk to us a little bit more. We're going to bug him to be like, hey, why don't you give us our paraglider?
I don't think he's going to do it just yet.
Nah, he's like, you did what I asked you to do, but could you do it again
Yeah.
and again and again?
Just 3 more times, just a couple more.
It's 3 more, it's fine. We can do 3 more.
You know, I can't speak most of this, but I did see a 3 there. Somewhere in the text, I swear there was a 3.
I don't really know much French, so I can't really say.
Ah, unfortunate. All right, maybe Bubzia can tell us. No, I think he's busy.
He might be busy. I don't think the old man takes too kindly to us swinging an axe around him, though.
All right. So here he is again counting sort of these hops and making sure he's at a specific position. This is going to be another fairly long section of running to the next spot, but he's got pretty normalized movement, and hopefully he should end up exactly where he wants on this wall here that he's running right towards.
He's a tiny bit to the left, but because of where he's going, he's trying to get to this little corner here, which is going to stop him immediately. And that's going to tell him exactly where he is.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's these little sort of almost checkpoints along the way where you can make sure that you're in exactly the same position. So if you end up slightly left or slightly right, it'll still end up working out just fine.
And here, Bubzia is going to be constantly going back and forth with sprinting and whistle sprinting about 5 times altogether until he finally reaches the old man's hut. The one that was supposed to give him paraglider now said, no, keep going.
Yes.
So hopefully he doesn't do anything bad to the hut. Like steal stuff from the old man. He wouldn't.
He
right?
wouldn't do that. He
he
wouldn't steal from an
totally
old man.
You wouldn't steal from an old man,
No.
would you?
Well, is it stealing if you can't see if you're stealing?
I don't think that's in the law. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think it's still a nut. Hey, was that a Korok?
There was, but he didn't see it. Why didn't he
He
see
didn't
it?
say, he just backed right into it. So we got a, was it a hot pepper and it looks like a stamella mushroom?
And a stamella mushroom, right? He's going to be using both of those, cooking those into some food in a bit. The spicy pepper is necessary in order to get through the cold section for Cryonis, and the...
Woo!
Blindfolded cooking.
And we're gonna
Let him cook. Let him cook, chat.
Let him cook, chat.
cook.
Chef Link?
Yes, chef?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
And now we got a pot lid. That's gonna work as our shield for a little bit. This is actually very important that we get this, and you will see why later.
Yes, yes. Very important in one of the later fights. You would not think so. Isn't it the weakest shield in the game? Turns out it can be one of the strongest if you know how to use it right.
Yep. So now we're doing a little bit more bunny hops. So one big difference between, say, Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild is in Breath of the Wild, you can do hops forward, and that works as normalized movement, compared to Ocarina of Time, where if you press your A button while holding forward, Link will roll, which is not as normalized. So here, Bubzia blows up this tree. He is hopping forward while using his Z targeting. He's going to side hop on here and then use Z targeting to walk along this tree while holding the bomb. This will help prevent him from falling off the tree. He's now trying to make his way, figure out where exactly he is as he gets ready to climb up this rock face here.
Yes, he's trying to get into a specific spot here, and it looks like he's got it. Oh,
He took a shot. He's okay. He's okay.
yeah.
He's gonna get his stamina back here, start his next climb.
Okay.
So he's doing his own- no, not quite.
Not quite. So he's going to load a save here. He just knows he's not quite in the position that he wants to be. So something must have gone wrong. He's just going to do it back from the last autosave.
Yeah, even while climbing, stamina management is a big thing here. He wants to get those hops so he can get up quick, but doing those jumps costs a lot of stamina. So here, 2-3 backflips, knocks out the tree.
And once again, as long as he's got that bomb out, he will not fall off as he walks across.
And the bomb prevents Link from actually grabbing onto that tree. So before Bubzia got stuck, he would have actually climbed the tree. He would have reset immediately. The bomb above the head completely avoids that problem.
So once again, with comparisons to Ocarina of Time, you could see this as like a pseudo ISG or infinite sword glitch where it gives you that protection from walking off the ledge.
Yeah, I think what went wrong on the previous one was getting hit by the enemy. I think adjust your angle the tiniest bit. And so this time he should have it kept perfectly here. A few more climbs to get to the top.
All right, he finds himself back on the platform just as he runs out of stamina.
He could have grabbed that rush room to confirm his position, but he's done this so much that he's confident.
He knows.
Good. All right, makes it up another one. We are almost at the top.
And these ledges could be trolly. They could not let Link just stand up there and he could fall anytime. But right now, the game's playing nice.
He's doing that little angle change there. You also might have noticed that Bubzia did a different angle change.
Headed to
We
the
now
top.
make it to our next shrine.
Let's hope he can get the Sheikah Slate. No, very close. Hopefully he knows he can back this up. It's so close.
The sound of the
hard.
shrine on
Flip.
Link's
Oh,
feet
oh.
are kind of different.
Well, you get it?
He could.
So he can get into this corner in the top right, top left, and then he can just immediately get the terminal.
There it
we go.
is. Excellent backup by Bubzia. So he basically, he knows, okay, I'm somewhere else, and he can basically just move around until he finds exactly the right position where he knows where he is, gets some sort of audio cue, and fix himself. All right.
So if I may, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that here we have the Stasis Shrine. So everything in this entire shrine is basically on one big cycle. And so he knows getting into it exactly at this time, coming straight over to the Sheikah Slate. He knows where the cycle is, and he does not have to guess as to when to use the stasis here.
So you're going to see him do specific bunny hops here just to pad out his time. And at the right moment, he's going to cast stasis and make sure that platform is straight so that he doesn't fall off. Perfect.
All right, now as he wants to use stasis on this rolling ball here, you're going to start to see some camera manipulation because you have to be facing at it in order to be able to use stasis. So he's going to be using a scope cancel, which is basically using the scope and then quitting out, and that moves the camera up a little bit, just almost the right amount in order to get the ball there. He might do a couple of them, yep, 2, and perfect stasis.
Big timing.
All right, these side hops, super consistent, so he knows exactly where he is at this point. Just has to be a little careful not to walk off the edge.
Just gonna do one swing here, hop to cancel, get rid of the stasis.
Perfect.
Bye-bye, boulder.
Count those hops, and
He's
done. All right, as these cutscenes are playing out, we can get a couple of donations going here.
You got it. We have a $300 donation from Hippo saying, blindfold? How? Show me. And we have a $500 donation from Prasanna saying, loving the marathon, pumped for Breath of the Wild blindfolded.
All right, as he's back out here, we are now heading off to the third shrine here that we're heading to. And I believe this is now the Cryonis shrine we're heading to. Is that right, Saver?
That is correct.
Okay, this is where we got the very important spicy pepper for, because it is cold. Very cold once we get to the top here.
Yeah, we need that pepper because we do not have the clothing that resists the colder temperatures. So as you can see, that little frost there, it's unbearably cold. So after a set amount of time, if you don't have something to make the cold more bearable, Link will start taking damage, as we see here.
Now, the food that he cooked will also restore a heart, and so he knows that he is good to do a bit of movement first, then he can use the food. It will restore the heart as well as give him that cold resistance, and he should be fine to make it all the way to the shrine. This is a very scary part. It is basically just running through an open field where anything could throw him off course, an enemy could hit him in some way, things could just, not go exactly quite where you're looking for. So he's listening, he's counting these sprints, and hopefully gonna make it exactly where he's looking to go. Okay.
And once he hears the rocky ground, he's gonna switch from sprinting, whistle sprinting, to just purely whistle sprinting and listening for snow footsteps. He's gonna be listening a specific amount, going up, up right, up left, and up. So basically, it's a lot to keep track of. And he has to do it pretty much precisely, because what we want to end up at is a very precise location after this.
Yeah, he's counting all of these footsteps, so as impressive as it looks just watching it, he is counting every single one of these, needs to hear them very precisely, and in order to get exactly where he's looking for. So he's almost set up for the final, very impressive ending to this. There it is, the shield slide.
Also, hey, was that a star piece I just saw?
It was.
Nice.
Bless the run.
All right, now here, he's not 100% consistent on his position, so he's gonna save here so that he doesn't know exactly where he is, but he can get an idea. So he hears there's a bit of non-snow that he just heard, so he knows roughly where he is. He walks forward, gets up on this ledge, and
she's gonna open this
there it
DLC
is.
chest here and get 5 explosive arrows. We will be using those much later in the run.
Yes, need those for the Ganon fight later, so keep track of that. And then from there, he knows where he was because he opened up the chest, so he should be able to pretty much just go straight up to the shrine here.
All right, just
Barely.
making it.
I'm counting the hops. Let's see if he finds his way to it.
Yes. All right, and now we are entering the Cryonis Shrine. There is a slight bit of RNG that we will have to deal with in the form of a miniature guardian.
Yes, but as he gets this ready, I do want to mention a piece of tech that I learned when Bubzia was showing me this run. When you use Cryonis, you can actually put it directly under your feet. If you tap down on the D-pad, it'll put it directly under your feet. You don't have to aim it. So that is pretty much the only way that Bubzia is going to be using it throughout the run, except for one exception. But for the most part, he knows exactly where the ice will spawn because he knows where he is. So. All right. So here, he's again going to sort of count out the steps, make sure that he gets to exactly the right spot. And you're going to see that there's going to be an enemy coming up in a little bit. And that enemy, if it shoots him, will sort of push him in a direction. So we are counting on it to shoot us one time, but we're counting on it not to shoot us any more than that.
Bubzia will have to work extremely fast for this one. As he's setting himself up. There's the Guardian. Here he comes.
Yep. It activated very quickly, which is very unfortunate. It might run up at him. So here's where he wants to get shot once. That is okay. Puts him in the right position. Okay, the second one missed. That's good.
So you'll see also Bubzia did a shield parry attempt there to move him forward just slightly. Now he's found himself up. He's setting himself up for the angle.
Oh, that looks pretty
looks
good.
good.
He's a little off to the left.
And he did not get stuck.
Yes,
He has
excellent.
completed the shrine. So those little stairs at the top of the shrine have a slight hitbox that extends a little bit out. So sometimes you can get caught on the corner of those stairs and get stuck there. And Bubzia would have to kind of feel his way through to get into a part where he can move forward and then reach the wall of the shrine there.
Yes, that ending, it looks like, oh, just press forward and you should get there, but sometimes there's a little adjustment that is needed. In this case, luckily, no adjustment needed, got right there. Now that we've got 3 of the shrines, he's actually just going to warp back to the tower. There it is.
There we go.
Oh, he wasn't sure, he's just gonna do it again. No worries. Okay. And he's gonna be doing the fall damage cancel once again to get down to the bottom. All right, and as this is happening, we can probably get time for maybe 1 or 2 donations in here real quick.
You've got it. We have a $100 donation from Anonymous saying, as a non-binary chef who loves speedrunning, happy to see the outpouring of support for a good cause and good communities. Yes, chef, we can make things happen when we work together, like a blind Breath of the Wild run. Trans rights, let's go.
So Bubzia knows that he got to the right place because he heard the old man kind of go, oh ho, like he's back. Back for my paraglider, I see. And now we're going to make our way to our last shrine, the Magnesis Shrine.
And to get there, here's where he's going to do the Cryonis, where he is not doing it under his feet, but instead he's going to do it just sort of looking down a bit. And you might say, isn't that very inconsistent? Well, yes, it absolutely is. But he counts the number of swims that happens here, and so he knows where it ended up being, and he's got a setup for every single position it can be in. Wild to me, but here he knows that he can do this. Sploosh. And get right to the wall.
Just done a slight slow climb here to make sure that he has enough stamina to get to the top. He's getting himself on that corner, gonna do a couple side hops and just make a break for the shrine. Couple enemies, uh-oh. But he gets
Let's
it.
go.
Gonna walk right in. We don't need to worry about those enemies. They're not a problem.
All right, so with our final shrine here, you might be wondering, well, this shrine was really close to the tower. Why didn't Bubzia do it first? Well, he's actually going to use some of the other skills, the other abilities that we got in this shrine to make it a little faster, make it a little easier and more consistent. So we're gonna see that instead of Magnesis, which tends to be very inconsistent, the camera moves around a whole lot as you're doing it, he's gonna tend to prefer more of the stasis and bombs to get through this instead.
Yep.
Or sorry, Cryonis as well. He's gonna use that to sort of lift himself up out of some water later as well.
This is the only time in the whole entire run that you'll see him use Magnesis, and it's only one time to get rid of this door underneath his feet. After that, no sir.
All right. There it is. Now he renormalizes on the ladder. Lucky there's a ladder there so we can get exactly into the position and angle that we know.
There is something that wasn't talked about before, but the reason that the camera isn't moving while Link is running is if you actually touch the camera just slightly, the camera will not move, regardless of which direction it goes in.
So he's opting to use stasis on that block because it's a little more consistent than Magnesis. Also, he just killed an enemy that he could not see with the block that he launched with stasis. So now here he is going to use Cryonis on under his feet.
Yeah, you're intended to make a bridge with Magnesis, but there's water, so we'll just use Cryonis to lift ourselves up. No big deal.
Why not? He's also going to use stasis on this door and knock it away because it is a little more consistent than using Magnesis.
And we are through. All right, with those 4, now all that is left is to actually go and get the paraglider from the Temple of Time there. So now we just have to sort of warp back and get our normalized movement in there. So while there is some interesting movement that's going on here, I do think that probably this movement section we could get a couple of donations.
Oh, you've got it. I have a $100 donation from Knight Hylian saying, I always watch the streams with my best friend for me and them, and I love them. I only ever buy merch, but since there's a Legend of Zelda game as a bonus, I couldn't help myself, especially for a good cause. You guys are awesome for always doing this event for a good cause, and also trans rights.
All right, so the old man has just mysteriously disappeared on us after telling us to go to the ruins of the Temple of Time. So we're going to teleport to, I believe, one of the shrines.
Yes, it's actually not the tower. The tower could work to get us there, but one of the shrines ends up being just a little bit faster here. And I believe this is the bomb shrine. Is it not, Saver?
That is correct.
Excellent.
And our old friend, the Skull Goblin, is going to show up here, so Bubzia is going to give him a little present and then run away as quickly as possible.
Yes, has to do
Never
this
even seen
section
him.
very quickly here to make sure that the enemies do not catch up to him.
So you
The
see
only
that-
other enemies that could appear are Trokeese over here, so he's hoping they don't appear as well.
Right, so you see a little bit, Bubzia did a hop and a turn. This is slightly faster than doing your turns with the axe, but it is not quite fully 100% consistent.
It can be as long as you do it, but it is just a small frame window. Bubzia is very confident with it, so when he needs that speed, he will often do those quick little hops, but if there's no speed needed, he might opt for the weapon instead.
Yeah, the reason for the speed is if he goes too slow, he might actually end up targeting one of those enemies that he just blew up, and he would have to reset back at the bomb shrine. So with the setup that Bubzia came up with from the bomb shrine, we actually should be able to hit the ladder either perfectly or a little bit to the left.
He's a little to the left, but he should know that because he started climbing. There, he's got it.
So as soon as he found out or figured out that he was a little left, he was able to jump to the right and immediately magnet latch onto the ladder. Now he's doing these specific hops to get himself up top. He's on the top, turning himself around. And hey, is that the old man? How did he get up there?
Ah, he's glowing a bit too. That's a little weird.
That is very weird. I don't know why he's glowing like that. He's got flames around him. And cutscenes. Something's going on here.
Something's going on here. Oh!
Oh, it's the King of Hyrule.
Oh, of course.
Anyways,
Oh,
now
so
you know
that's
I'm
who
the king.
died and made him king.
He did.
He died and was king. Okay. Well, now we have our paraglider. And now we can get off this rock, finally.
Finally. But we're not just going to paraglide down normally. No. That would be much too easy. So, actually, wait, no. I think we do paraglide down normally, and then it's afterwards that we're going to do some shenanigans.
Now we've picked up our bow. This is also going to be very important throughout the run.
So this bow is going to set up a glitch that's going to happen in about a few minutes. So keep your eyes open. Except Bubzia.
All right. Once he does make it down from the plateau, one of the most important things that we're going to need is a way to travel around quickly. And luckily, there is a system in the game that allows us to get a horse very quickly, and that is the amiibos. So we're going to be using the amiibo to get Epona, which is one of the best horses that you can get. But most importantly for us, you can get it consistently. You don't have to chase down a wild horse. And of course, it immediately likes you fully. So it'll follow your command. It's not going to just go off in a random direction because it wants to. So he knows exactly here is going to get him down. He's saving just in case. And he should be able to jump off and paraglide at the very bottom. Excellent.
Excellent. Now we are in Hyrule proper.
All right, so first thing he needs to do, he just needs to basically find a safe place here. So he's going to run forward until he can get there, past a bunch of enemies. Hopefully nothing hits him here, but it is a very, very wide open and random place with a lot of enemies. So far it looks good. So far it looks like he can keep going forward without hitting anything. He doesn't want to climb a tree either. And he can hear some of the footsteps happening here to get a gauge of where he is. Water sounds, excellent, excellent.
We've tried to route an Epona for this section, but there are just way too many trees in the way that the fastest way is literally just to run straight.
Yes. We will get Epona soon, but we just gotta get out of this very unpredictable section first here. While that's happening, a little bit more running, so maybe a little bit more donations.
You've got it. We have a $100 donation from Aderix saying the speedrunner knows where they are because they know where they aren't. By subtracting where they are from where they aren't, or where they aren't from where they are, whichever is greater, they obtain a difference or deviation.
So Bubzia just picked up a heart radish. We'll be using this a little bit later in the run to make sure that he's able to keep himself healthy.
Yeah, soon we will be getting quite a bit of food, but that is the first piece of food that we can get. Very convenient on the way. You also saw a new movement tech that we didn't talk about before. So he's not actually ever going to use Magnesis for its intended purpose for the rest of the run, but he is going to use Magnesis because if you start up Magnesis and then you do a jump to the right or to the left, it actually shifts your camera a very set amount, which is very useful. Here's doing another safety save here. He should be in exactly the same position every time here, so it just helps him to make sure that he knows where he's at. Okay, heading over to this house, which is basically just a... Oh, actually, sorry. Heading over to this chest, which is very important. Yeah.
Yeah, the Guardian spotted him. He does not want to get picked off while he is trying to grab this chest.
Yeah. Another important reason for that safety save is just there's a lot of enemies here, and he does not want to have to deal with them, so he can reload, try again, and hopefully not get seen this time.
So what is he trying to look for over here?
So this chest has a very, very important item in it. It is a DLC exclusive chest, and this one gives one of the pieces of the Phantom Armor, which is very powerful. It has 8 defense, which, to give you an idea, the early game armor has 1 defense. This is 8 times that. That's a lot. And it also gives attack up, which is very, very important as we fight Ganon. Attack up makes the fight go faster and makes it so that we don't have to have quite as many weapons, because they will break. They will all break by the end of the fight.
Bubzia is normalizing his position, getting another safety save in.
He looks a little confused.
He's gonna try to do a few Magnesis turns here, and we shall see a special guest.
This happens. Oh,
And
he's
here
setting
comes
up
the
his
amiibo.
He is swapping to a regular Pro controller now. It does, I believe, have some notches on there, but this will allow him to scan his amiibo as the 8-bit Do controller does not have amiibo support. And there is our good friend Epona. And so what Bubzia is going to do is he's going to hold very slightly forward and then press A. You could probably say this is similar to the ESS position of Ocarina of Time. And he was waiting for to hear Epona jump over that rock so he knows that he's heading in the correct direction.
And the reason he's holding this very specific angle on the controller is because it will prevent Epona from trying to follow the roads. If you leave the stick neutral and just say, Epona, go, she will try to follow these roads, and that's very inconsistent. But if you hold just a tiny bit forward, then Epona will go in exactly a straight line.
And he hops off Epona.
Yes,
Thank you for your service, Epona.
Thank you, thank you. When you get to this crossroads here, Epona, even if you're holding slightly forward, kind of freaks out. There's too many roads. Can't figure out which way to go. So we just hop off Epona and go the rest of the way on foot. Here he is renormalizing exactly where he is, and he's going to use a lot more amiibo. He's using it in exactly this position because there's this little hill in front of him. So the goal is that the chests that spawn will just sort of slide by him, and all the meat that spawns he can pick up.
Oh, you got 5 extra arrows. How lucky.
This is the power of amiibo. You just get meat and arrows raining from the sky. And he's gonna do this around 10 times. I'm not sure the exact count, but basically just gonna get a whole bunch of meat that's gonna be able to heal him up through the entire rest of the run.
Yeah, so we used the Super Smash Bros. Link amiibo to get Epona, and now we're using a bunch of Ocarina of Time Link amiibo. So I guess technically you could say this run is indeed pay to win.
You know, a little bit.
Don't forget the DLC required.
Yeah.
Yes, you need DLC and you need those amiibo, but they do just really increase the consistency. It's actually possible to do this blindfolded route without a lot of those amiibo and without the DLC armor, but this is certainly the easiest and most consistent way to do it.
All right, he is feeling back for his 8-bit toe controller. He has it in his hands. He is switching back.
All right, now he can do those perfectly consistent movements once again. And
he's getting his second.
What's in this shot?
I
wonder what's this one. Don't hit him in the head, thank you.
Okay. He actually knows exactly where that pops out. It is surprisingly consistent because that looked very random, but he knows exactly where it is for the second piece of the Phantom armor.
So now he has 8 more defense, and now he has attack up +2.
Okay. Here, he actually loads an autosave, which you might think, that seems weird. Isn't the autosave inconsistent? It actually autosaves when you open the chest, but when that autosave happens, it actually happens at a previous position that he was at earlier, right here, which is exactly where he wants to be. Now he's gonna manually save over top of it to make sure that he has it exactly where he wants, and this is the perfect setup for our first really big, interesting movement option here of the game, the Wind Bomb. Let's see if he can get it.
So he's facing the camera up just to reduce the lag for this trick. Otherwise, sometimes it may fail.
Yes. He's making sure that we cannot see the trick just as much as he cannot see the trick by facing his camera so far up. And yeah, it's just a precise timing. And so he is just sort of counting it out in his head. It's a one that even sighted, you just have to get a feel for the timing of it. But very hard to do to get a very good wind bomb here. Let's see if he gets it this time. Okay.
No, not quite. So what he's trying to do is he's pulling out his circular bomb first. He is jumping off the ledge, pulling out the circular bomb, and then shield dropping it, and then immediately swapping to the square bomb room, shield dropping that, and then immediately switching back to the circular bomb, detonating the circular bomb, which then launches the square bomb and Link high up into the air. Let's see if he gets it this time. There we go, and we are.
It's a little low. I'm not sure if he's gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
No, he's gonna have to do it again. He's gonna have to do it again.
So you need a little bit more height on that wind bomb.
Yeah, the goal.
In terms of what you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the goal is to make it so that the first bomb that we drop falls enough away from us that it's not going to blow us up, but is instead only going to hit the second bomb, and it'll hit that second bomb into us, acting as a projectile, and then that projectile of the second bomb is going to give us a ton of speed if done right.
And that's why we had to pick up the bow earlier, because he actually pulls out the bow midair to make time go by slower.
Ooh, that looks good. That looks good. Okay. So his goal here is to get on this sort of bridge walkway here. He is unfortunately not quite entirely on target, but that is okay. He can make his way through regardless of where he is. He just want to make sure he's at full health, because when he lands, he can take some damage here from this goop. He can hear he's in the goop. He knows he's here. Not a big deal, but he's just going to make his way through, and he knows that he didn't quite hit the bridge, but he can still activate the cutscene for this castle here to get where he wants. All right, he's just jumping forward until eventually the paraglider comes out. That way he knows that he's over the water. Excellent. Now he's listening. And he can load. There we go. This warp is super consistent here once you get it. Okay, so now he knows exactly where he is at the front of the castle. He does have to watch through a bit of a cutscene, and then we're gonna get into a very cool section here that I don't quite want to spoil. It's coming up here pretty soon though. But yeah, he's just gonna walk forward and play this cutscene and continue on from there because he knows exactly where he is. All right, I have to wait for the cycle of this. There's these patrolling robots the whole way, but in order to get through those cycles, he can just listen to where they are, and he knows exactly what movements to do to avoid them. All right, as we get into this next section, once he opens the door, I am gonna ask the crowd to be quiet. I think his earmuffs are good enough that it wouldn't mess him up, but he has asked for some silence here just in case. So as soon as we get this door open, I just want you guys to just watch and enjoy what's gonna happen.
Yes, hold your applause until very well after.
Very end. Okay, he's making a safety save, just in case. Here we go. There it is.
Let's go.
Nice.
Blindfolded parry on the Guardian. It is actually the best way to get through here. He can listen to the sort of ticking of it as it's counting up towards him and get that perfect parry. So now that he's got that, he does not want to have to do it again. So here's another save just to make sure. And if you're wondering sort of what's the goal right now, we're going to be heading into Hyrule Castle through some of the corridors in order to pick up a lot of very valuable weapons, shields, bows, food even. Basically, we're gathering most of our supplies for this entire ending section that we're going to be doing. All right. He's also pretty much only doing hops here, whereas previously he had done a lot of various other movement options, such as just counting out steps, but in the very narrow corridors here, it's very easy to accidentally grab a wall you don't mean to, so he's just doing the jumps, which have no chance of accidentally grabbing the walls. Oh, now Saver, I want you to explain what's gonna happen here, because this is cool.
So a while ago, we had to come up with a new strat to kill this Lizalfos. So for when we had weak weapons. In this case, Bubzia has the sledgehammer that we picked up before getting to Cryonis. What he's gonna do, he's gonna leave a bomb on the floor. He's gonna side hop to the right into a little corner where the Lizalfos can't see him. He's gonna whistle. The Lizalfos is gonna come by and be like, "Hey, there's a bomb." And Bubzia's gonna be like, "I'm gonna sneak strike," and jump above him. Lizalfos gonna be like, "Huh? What was that?" And he's gonna do it again.
That's right, 2 sneak strikes on the Lizalfos to take him out. And now we get our first very powerful weapon of the run. This is a very end game area, so it has super, super high scaled weapons. That one in particular is a boomerang type weapon, which is gonna come in handy later. But he, is still gonna make his way through the castle and grab a couple more of these weapons and important things. All right. So here as well, we have, I believe this is the Claymore. No, this is the Ancient Arrows. Excellent. So Ancient Arrows, of course, are very, very powerful arrows. They can one-shot almost every, regular enemy in the game. And even on bosses, they are super powerful. So having even just 3 of those is a huge boon to our arsenal.
Yes, this is the first 3 of 6 that we'll be getting in this run.
All right, making his way over, gonna grab this big claymore that is behind this moblin. And then another very funny strat here. So he's just going to save and load. And the reason for doing that is because when he comes back in, he'll be at exactly the same position, but the moblin will be back where it started. And we just saved right behind the moblin, so...
We're gonna go ahead and mug the moblin and take his weapon.
Just take his stuff.
Smack. Thank you. And this will be our Black Royal Claymore.
Yeah, so that Royal Claymore is maybe one of the strongest weapons in the entire game. It does have fairly low durability, but we just need to basically collect as many powerful weapons as we can here.
And you'll see later on that he's going to be counting how much durability he uses on that very specific weapon for future strats.
There he grabbed a mushroom. I can't read exactly what it says, but I do happen to know that it does an attack up buff. So that gives us more attack. He's already got 2 attack up buffs from his armor. That will make a 3rd attack up buff, which will give him the maximum attack damage that you can possibly have from just those attack up buffs. Here also, he grabs a horn of one of the dragons. I don't know which one, but that one. And it makes it so that the food that he cooks will be even more powerful, will last longer, and so that's going to really help with that attack up buff to make it last through the entire Ganon fight. All right. Making his way back out, but we've got a few more things to grab here before we're all done. Oh, and
doing this normalized movement to light an arrow on fire, which now allows him to light under. And now we get to cook.
let him cook, chat.
And there's our food. And now we are going to go ahead and teleport back to the entrance. And I believe we are now about ready to make our way to the final boss.
Almost. I think there's just a few more things to grab here. Just a couple more of those arrows along the way that we're going to need. But we are going to be heading towards that final boss. All right, he's coming back through the same section where previously he parried the Guardian. Since he did that already, the Guardian actually does stay dead, so we do not have to parry it again. Unfortunate, I really wanted to see it again, but only one time in this run.
So once again, we're using stasis and the axe while jump canceling that to open the gate again. And now we just get to make a mad dash for the wall.
Yeah, so Hyrule Castle is a very, very big, very, very confusing place to navigate through generally, but in this case, Bubzia is basically just going to climb along the outside and get exactly where we want to go. So he just knows exactly these different movement options to get where we want. There are going to be Guardians trying to shoot him the whole time, but he's not scared. He knows he can make it by. All right. Here, finally, we're going to see the stamina shroom that he picked up all the way at the very beginning at the old man's house. He's going to run out of stamina here. Oh, no, but... Oh, there we go. He can eat that for just a little bit of extra stamina and make it up. Let's go. All right, here, a few more very important items. We've got some arrows. We've got a very powerful bow that we're going to want to use. We've got some more ancient arrows. And finally, in the goop, over here, we've got some more arrows. Don't know why they're in the goop, but there they are.
They're just there. And now we're going to normalize on the corner here and continue our climb up.
Some final adjustments here to check on the angle. Just barely climb up.
And now we are going to set up for another wind bomb. Bubzia wants to get himself in a very precise position. He's going to take a safety save here, just in case. He's going to hop himself up on the ledge, set his camera angle, begin the jump.
First try.
And we are flying.
Yes, excellent.
And we are about in position. Sticks the landing. And he's waiting for a sound cue.
Yeah, to let him know where he is. There it is.
There it is. So he's going to set himself up in position for a very specific trick, and we will get to see the results of that trick in just a moment.
Yeah, just know all of this is very normalized movement. It's hard to memorize, but the actual execution, Bubzia should be able to keep it all perfectly consistent here. It's going to look like a bunch of random movements. It's going to be looking like someone pretending to play the game, but I promise all of these are necessary. Doing just the tiniest micro movements.
All right, pulling out his bow, switching to the arc roll, switching to ancient arrows, and he's going to set some scope cancels here to change his camera angle to a very precise precision. He's going to fire.
Almost. One last slide down.
He will
and
fire. Oh,
safety save.
First.
Final safety save, and we are going into the final fight of the run.
Let's go. He fires off. He walks in. And we are starting the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, this battle is about to explode.
All right. So as we start our first blight,
Fight!
he's shaking a little bit.
This leaves
And he's dead.
Goodbye.
KO. And now starts, I believe this is
Water blight.
Water blight.
Ooh, he was not supposed to get hit there. That's a little awkward, but he might still be able to get the stagger here. No. Okay, healing up with the meat. We got a whole lot of it. Okay. Gonna shoot him, hopefully in the face to get some stagger. No, he's just gonna load. He's just gonna load. Get back, do that first one again. Yeah, this is a very difficult, I suppose, 7-phase fight. No, wait, even more than that. I think it's 8.
7.
Yeah, depending on how you count the blights here. Yeah, it is around 7 or maybe even more phases. So you really have to keep a good position, a good track on the entire fight. Otherwise, it can all go very, very wrong.
Yeah,
right.
When it comes to these bosses, we try to stay as stationary as possible so we always know where we're at, but sometimes you just can't help it. With the case of Waterblade, for example, we just want to make sure that our Royal Guards Claymores only hit a very specific amount of times, and other than that, we just go hammer on it as much as possible.
And boom.
Boom, one down.
2 out of 2.
All right, let's try this again. Duel 2. Let's rock.
All right, so he pulls out his very strong Claymore here in order to just get the maximum damage in the amount of swings here. He's going for a stagger. Excellent, dropped him. Switches to the slightly less powerful Claymore. He doesn't need quite as much damage here in order to phase him.
And once again, he's canceling the recoil of the second hit with the hop. To kind of speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, another big thing that he's going to be doing is a lot of the spins with the Claymore, which can sometimes double hit if you're facing away from the enemy. Very, very powerful to get a lot of damage quickly. Here he's actually just listening to where the boss goes. Nope, wrong direction, other way. Oh, he's trying to lock on, but it didn't quite happen, so he's going to have to wait through some attacks here. Luckily, the ice that the boss does, you can just walk away from it. Oh, okay, I can hear it going around him. Oh, he didn't quite find the lock on. There it is. Excellent.
There's the stagger. He's constantly using that targeting to get himself closer to that boss.
Yeah, he wanted one more hit there. Looks like he's not quite going to get the stagger he wanted, so he's going to have to do this one more time, but it shouldn't be a big deal.
I think he got an extra hit in, so he might get the laser from Waterblade. Yep. So he's gonna drop a bomb and hurt himself with the bomb instead of getting hurt with the laser.
Or both. But he lived, so he's fine.
Yeah, normally, even with the armor, that laser will kill you. I'm actually surprised he lived. Oh god, again? That's never happened.
There we go.
All right. So hopefully this time he comes down. There he is. Excellent. Headshot 1, headshot 2. And he should be able to finish him off here. Okay, he was a little far. Hopefully he still has time. One more. Let's go. Okay, third one, Fire Blight, not quite as difficult. You can basically just stun lock him by hitting him in the head. Once Bubzia has him at low enough health here, he's gonna walk up and try to basically finish off his first phase with a spinning attack. Going for those double hits, didn't really get any. Still enough.
There we
Let's
go. And now, phase 2. I don't know, one more round call? You can't give it up. Go for it, man.
All right. Now he is listening to where he is, but pretty much just lets the boss suck in the bomb and then blows it up, similar to like a King Dodongo type fight. Knocks him down. Not quite enough to finish him off there. He's listening for him, trying to get the target.
Kaboom.
Excellent, excellent. All right, one more hit.
There we go.
Excellent. All right, now this is the scariest of the blights. So let's be a little quiet as he does this one. We can explain it after, but this is the most dangerous. Ooh, close.
Looks like he accidentally unequipped his shield.
He actually dropped his second shield. That is a little unfortunate.
No, I think he unequipped it.
Equipped it.
Sorry, we'll try this once again.
Hopefully his backup save here does have that shield where he needs it.
Did he pick? Oh,
He has it. So he's good on the save. Somewhere during the menuing, he accidentally did not have it where he was expecting it. Good, he knows he has it now, so he knows that the save is all good, but he is gonna have to go through those 3 fights again. This is a very, very long fight, and hopefully he can get those first 3 just as clean again. Okay, eating, firing. Let's see if we get the first blight skip once again. If you see his head bobbing.
Even with the precise positioning for this blight skip, it only has like an 85% chance of working.
Live and let die. Fight.
There it is. Excellent.
Nice.
All right, water blight. Getting out that big claymore again. He shouldn't have too much trouble on these first couple blights. So as he's getting back there, I'll explain what's going to happen with the Thunder Blight, which was the final hardest one. Is basically he has to get those flurry rushes when the boss comes in. It's very, very hard to time, let me tell you. Even playing sighted is hard to time it. It's a very small window, but he's listening to the whooshes that happen back and forth and trying to get it. The other attack that Thunderblight can do is that electricity, and that's actually why we have the pot lid, because if you block electricity with a wooden shield, it actually does nothing. It doesn't even damage the shield whatsoever, so it's a very, very powerful thing. Now, Water Blight is being a little uncooperative, stalling out a bit with some of these ranged attacks, but not the end of the world. Bubzia should be able to get him when he next comes down. Excellent. Second one. Perfect. All right. Just enough hits. Hopefully we'll not go into the laser here. He's double checking on his shields. He's really close to the edge here, though, which I'm hoping is not going to mess him up at all. Okay, checking on the shields. Still good.
Cryonis block's getting a little close.
Yes. Okay, he's doing more of the Cryonis blocks. As long as Bubzia doesn't run into a wall here, he should not get hit by these. You can just walk away from them. And hopefully now Water Blight will come down. There it is. One hit. Two hits. He's pretty far. Hopefully he knows. Excellent. Got the hits. Two more.
Hey, we got it.
Oh. All right, back to Fire Blight. This very consistent. You can shoot him in the eye, shoot him in the body a couple times, shoot him in the eye a couple more times, and get him to phase transition with just a couple more hits. Excellent, excellent. All right, phase two, once again, gotta let him suck the bomb up and then explode him and hope to do a whole lot of damage while he's down on the ground. Oh, he was pretty far. He might not have the damage he's looking for right here. Ooh, and he got knocked away. That's so unfortunate. Oh my gosh. Yep. Hopefully he's got a backup for this. Some more bomb arrows. Okay, knocked him down one more time. Can he get the damage here? He's still got a lot of health. I'm not sure he's got the damage to get him done here. Two more. Oh, so close. Okay.
Did pick up extra arrows just in case.
Yes. He does not want to use up all of his bomb arrows. Oh,
Well done.
excellent headshot.
All right, now back to Thunderblight Ganon. Hold your applause.
Yep, he's listening for the dashes. Almost. Okay, switching to the wooden shield here so that he doesn't take damage.
There we go.
Excellent.
Wood not conducting electricity. There we go.
Good
Flurry rush. It's not over yet. Breaking the shield.
And finishing him with the Claymore here. Ooh, on to phase two, but that was a big one.
He might have missed one hit. And if so, this is going to be quite challenging.
This is going to be a match to remember. Fight!
Normally, Thunderblight would bring down some pillars for you to magnesis, but since we hate magnesis so much, we decided have a boomerang to the face, and we're gonna toss a Royal Guard's Claymore for maximum damage, ending phase two immediately and going right into phase three.
Now we're using some more of the bomb arrows and ancient arrows in order to get the damage we need. Knock him down onto the ground. Hopefully finish him off. He's a little far. He's missing some hits. Hopefully he knows. Oh, climbing a pillar. That's very unfortunate. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's
Here comes the laser.
very off.
Oh,
Oh, no.
No.
what is it
He
gonna do?
might just reload the save. I don't know if there's a backup here for this.
He's gonna try to see if he can find the boomerang.
Yeah.
Dropped it. It's gone.
And he's getting blocked, yeah. Oh, no. And he's so low on weapons, too. I don't know if he has enough for the rest of Ganon as well.
That's a tough one. I don't think we've ever done it without the boomerang.
Oh, there it goes.
Let's try again.
That's right. That's why we made that backup save there. Now this is, as you can hopefully tell, a very, very tough fight. He gets almost one shot, or in some cases does get one shot by anything the boss can do, and he's got so few resources. So let's give it up one more time for Bubzia.
Come on,
doing this
chat.
blindfolded.
Come on, crowd. Lend Bubzia your energy.
All right, setting up one more time for this first boss, just instantly killing him. All right, hopefully it works one more time. He's gotten very, very fortunate with it working every time so far. Hopefully we get one more. Looks good. There it is for sure. All right, one blight down. Okay. Water blight, once again, gonna be dodging this first attack. And trying to stagger him down. Excellent. Claymore to finish off phase one. You guys know the drill at this point. Phase two. We're gonna be basically listening for where he goes, trying to shoot him in the head in order to get him to drop down, and then doing as much damage as we can while he is on the ground.
Water Blight is just not giving Bubzia the good starting pattern for phase two.
Yeah.
He always likes to go high up, and you just cannot target it.
Should be coming down now, though. Good. One more. All right.
Four hits.
Okay. One more round of that, and we should be on to Fireblight.
In case anybody's wondering, how does Bubzia know where the boss is? If you move the camera around, you can actually hear whether the boss is on your left ear or your right ear, and you kind of just center it from there.
Yeah, for viewers at home, if you have good enough headset, you might be able to hear it yourself as well. If you want to try closing your eyes and listening around, you might be able to just hear which side he's on.
And phase two down.
All right, excellent. All right, Fireblight, very, very consistent phase one with those hits. Excellent. Phase two, gonna once again let him scoop up the bomb here, try to do a bunch of damage. And I can tell you he's probably already thinking ahead to that Thunderblight, thinking about how to make it go perfectly this time.
He definitely wants revenge. It's killed so many of our runs.
Yes. Oh, he's very far away. Still got a few hits.
So I got some energy there.
Okay.
It would be, this is one of the places where in Blindfolded, when you're running it blindfolded, you don't know. If you're too close to his weapon, it can actually set you on fire without you hearing. And the next shot the next hit you get, you'll actually die.
All right, here's
All right.
Thunderblight once again. So once again, some quiet here. Almost. Yes.
Ooh,
Oh, unfortunate.
no.
He was trying to count the hits there and not do that final hit, but unfortunately did one too many. I think he's going to keep trying here.
He may try to flurry rush, but not attack the boss. And then after the flurry rush ends, he might try to go for the shield and then pick up where he left off.
Yes. He's basically coming up with backups on the fly here, so...
So the reason that's happening is if you delay that flurry rush, basically the attacks that you could do beforehand wouldn't register. Instead, the later attacks will. So that's why you see Thunderblight flying off in the distance. Is because it's registering as one of the final attacks.
Now, his angle is pretty far off of what he's expecting here. Is that going to affect what happens? Oh, he also got pushed.
You know, I don't think it should be a problem because Bubzia has been trying to be stationary as much as possible. The problem is he's been using the boomerang for damage as opposed to this Warrior Claymore. So instead of getting 5 extra hits on the Warrior Guard's Claymore, he only got 1. So I don't know what strat he's going to use here.
Yeah, that is a good question. Let's see if he can figure something
He's going
out
for
here.
it.
Okay. It did break.
He's going with the regular strat.
Okay.
But he doesn't have enough with boomerang. What to do? The hammer.
He's gotta try something. No, miss. He's climbing the wall.
Good job. Good job.
Wow.
Blake,
Oh, he dodged it.
That was
Calculated.
a dodge.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
I think he's had enough. Oh, maybe not.
He's going for it. Yeah.
So the problem with Thunderblight is if he hits you twice, it bypasses the 1-hit protection. So even though Bubzia was at the full 3 hearts, because of how fast Thunderblight is, the first one electrocutes you, and then the second one is just a regular attack, and it counts for 2 attacks instead of 1.
Yes, Breath of the Wild does have a lot of really good one-shot protection. If it doesn't overkill you by too much, you can always survive from full health. But unfortunately, if it counts as 2 hits, that does not apply.
And that's one of the main reasons why for this route we go for the Phantom Armor, because like you said, each piece of armor gives you 8 defense, and 8 defense equates to 2 additional hearts for Link, essentially. So as long as you have 4 additional hearts on top of your 3 hearts, you can pretty much survive every single attack, besides perhaps the first 4 blights as lasers.
Come on, Bubzia, you got this. Come on. Let's go, Carl. Lend him your energy. And boom.
Perfect phase 1 skip. All right. Water Blight once again. Excellent dodge.
Spin to win.
Damage from the Claymore. All right. Unfortunate that we have to watch these cutscenes every single time, but all right. 2 arrows to the eye, and then we should be able to bring him down. Excellent. One more round for Water Blight. Okay, he's got to search for him just by listening here. Oh, he found him. Very quick find. He's very close, should be able to finish him off here. Just 2 more hits, let's go.
Yes.
Right.
Now back to Fireblade.
Yes. Luckily, Fireblight not quite as intimidating as some of the others. You know, don't want to ever underestimate him, but definitely should be able to make it through here. Excellent.
Yes.
Good phase one.
Fireblight might be easy and might be a pushover, but he is definitely a silent killer with that fire.
Yeah, do not ever want to underestimate any of these bosses. Even if they might, you know, seem not too bad, when you have to do it all blindfolded, it is that much more of a challenge. Ooh,
Oh,
missed a little bit. Okay. Still getting some good damage in. Probably just gonna have to do maybe 2 cycles.
It was almost optimal, so he's on there.
Okay. He's very close. Oh, good. He backed up enough. Yes.
2 bomb arrows to finish him off. Now to Thunderblight. Get ready to brawl. Fight.
Okay. Okay, a little late. A little late again. That's okay. Late is not too bad.
Every time Bubzia does get hit by that, he gets pushed slightly backwards. I believe, like, if it happens 3 times, it might be a problem without him trying to move forward a little bit.
There we go.
Got it though. 1.
5, 6. Good.
Perfect. They
And the
break
shield break.
Nice.
And pops him straight up.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right.
He's well
Phase
set up
2.
for this final phase. Let's go.
Round 2.
So we have it set up exactly so that there's only 1 durability left on their strongest weapon, and that's the weapon that we're gonna smack Thunderblight with. And
Fight.
damage.
All right. Once again, the boomerang to open him up. Claymore, big damage. Picks up the boomerang again. Excellent. Couple of arrows. Just has to smack him here. Hopefully he can get it. It's looking good.
Hyper
Yes!
combo KO! But it is not over yet.
It is not over yet. We've actually just made it to the main event. Ganon himself. It's going to start by running over here and picking up some extra weapons.
It seems like Ganon is chasing him.
Yes,
Worst
Ganon's
pattern
chasing.
you can ever get.
That is a very, very bad pattern, but hopefully Bubzia can back this up. Okay. He's ready. He's eating just in case. He's already at
Making
full
sure
health,
he-
but
Not
that's
caught on
okay.
fire.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now he needs to eat some for sure.
And the position that Ganon is right in his path. He needs to go straight to pick up 1 final weapon.
Just one more. Hopefully he can make it around. Okay, he's up to
Ganon
the
moved.
wall. There, he's got it. Okay,
Got it.
good, good, good. Okay, he's back on track here. But just double checking, he's at full health. He needs to find Ganon.
Oh, it looks like Ganon has gone to the wall.
Yes, we can get him down with some arrows here, but oh, the
Oh,
wind!
there's the wind.
Whew, that was scary.
Double.
There's
Okay, starting off with this sort of slightly smaller sword here.
After 3 attacks on the wall, Ganon is gonna be forced to go back down to the arena where Bubzia wants.
All right, just getting some big damage in here.
there's a parry.
parry. All right, he's just intentionally taking some blocks there to make sure he doesn't die. A little early
Ooh.
on the jump, that's okay. Look at that
And there
flurry
we go.
rush.
Get that flurry rush.
For those wondering, yes, there is a slightly different sound cue for when he does a vertical slash versus a horizontal, which Bubzia is listening for intensely for.
Yes, there's actually many different attacks he can do, and Bubzia knows what all of them sound like. Crawling on the wall again. He knows it. He's just going to wait for him to stop moving before knocking him down. Excellent.
Excellent. Here comes the laser. The parry.
Oh, the parry master.
Bubzia making this look like Street Fighter Third Strike.
All those parries.
Let's go, Justin!
Okay, one more flurry rush here. I don't think this is quite going to finish him off, but it is getting really low. Maybe he can finish him with bomb arrows? Or this parry?
More.
That would be very impressive.
Let's go!
Ooh. All right, should be able to get him here into the next phase.
All right,
Let's go.
phase 2. Let's go.
He's gonna try to get a stun lock here, where he first needs to knock him down, and then he's gonna try to do the spin attacks in just the right way to keep him stun locked, but first he's gotta get that.
So this is a very scary moment. He doesn't know if he's on fire or not. So sometimes you might see him go to the inventory just to heal up or attempt to heal up.
Yes, just in case. Okay,
I think
knows
we
he's at fault.
both died more than like 30 times to that fire. It's styling.
All right, he's on the wall. He needs to get him down. Ooh, parry laser. Okay. Excellent. All right.
And down he comes. Here comes the stun lock. He's going to position himself in a very specific spot, get a couple hits, and then start spinning.
He needs to listen here.
Very nice.
he get it? Did he get it?
No.
Well, we can't see,
Get it.
but
We
he
can't even
knows.
see it.
We're blind just as Bubzia is.
I don't think he knows he's facing completely the wrong direction, but he is getting some hits
he's
here.
getting his hits.
Oh,
Ganon's right in the camera.
oh, he's missing. It is working.
What's happening is he's not targeting him just so he can try to get some double hits off of the Royal Claymore. And because of that, he was not in the right position. But it did work for a while.
It did work for a while. I'm surprised he didn't keep it going, but he's deciding to reset it with another parry here.
Excellent job.
Okay.
Here comes the next part. So what we can see on camera, Bubzia is listening for that spear to go back in the ground as Ganon gets back up. Almost there.
Almost there. Very low on durability. He's got to get these last few hits.
As long as that final slam happens before the shield.
There it is!
Let's go! And yet, it is still not over. We have one final fight.
But you can all breathe now because there is at least a checkpoint here. We do not have to do all of that again.
Now we have grabbed our final bow with the light arrows. Bubzia is going to do a couple side hops here to avoid Ganon's beam. We still have a few cutscenes. He is looking at the ground to reduce lag.
Yeah, he basically has to wait here for Zelda to open up the points to be hit. So while he's moving around, he's listening to what Zelda is saying. And when she says, I forget what the line is, but when she says a particular line, he'll know that he can actually shoot and hit it.
Look at that. All right, there's the first point.
One.
These arrows will actually go through Ganon's body, so you can still hit through his body. 2.
Ooh, not quite the third. Here we
Iden's setting
go.
up for the last one.
3.
Nice, 3.
Excellent.
So he's positioning himself in such a way that Ganon will not turn around, because once he turns around, he has to forcibly kill himself and restart this whole entire fight. Also, the way he's positioned right now, the beam barely scratches Link, so it doesn't kill him.
All right, he's just waiting. He knows exactly where the next one's going to spawn, and he is just ready for it.
Décroche ta flèche dans la lumière.
4.
All right. There's 2 more there.
And these two are a little
5.
tricky.
Almost. Hopefully, it'll wiggle into position. Right here.
6.
There it is.
Six.
Tu l'as blessé. Continue
Once
comme ça.
again, we're trying to reduce lag here for the next phase.
Almost done with the fight. You can see Ganon is on very low health.
2 more hits.
Dodging the beam while looking down. And finally, one last count here.
Vise la lumière, Link.
And time is coming up very short.
7.
One more on the next bow hit. That is going to be time.
Encore un peu.
He's going to reveal his main weak point, his giant eye. We're going to snipe him right in the face.
Sur sa tête.
All right, here it comes. Here it comes. It's
Here it
opening up
comes.
now.
You're not allowed to have an eye. Bubzia has no eyes.
Chance même de Ganon que tu vois.
All right,
Je ne dépends
and
plus que de toi.
here we
There
go.
we go, up, and time!
Time!
Absolutely well done, Bubzia.
Incredible, incredible run by Bubzia.
Bubzia! 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 Thank you, thank you. Oh God. Oh, yeah, that was a fight. Yeah, Thunderblight is hard. That's all I can say. But yeah, that was Blindfolded Breath of the Wild. I hope you enjoyed it. It's definitely a very, very hard and taxing run, but as you can see, it's doable. Blindfolded speedrunning evolves, which is super nice. We can blindfold like every second game at this point. And yeah, I guess we have some incentives before we start those. I think I quickly want to do the shoutouts first. So yeah, big shoutouts first of all to my commentators. I am sure you did a great job. Can we get some applause here?
Thank you.
And yeah, commentators, definitely big shoutouts. Big shoutouts to the Blindfolded speedrunning community and my community on my stream. Thanks for hanging out every day with me. Like, without you, it wouldn't be possible. So very, very grateful for that. And yeah, we have some incentives, I believe, right? I think they both got met before we started. Is that correct? All right, perfect. So we actually have more to do in this funny game. But fortunately, we don't need to fight Thunderblade anymore, which is very good.
Hey!
So yeah, first I'm gonna start with the Blindfolded BLSS to start. Or maybe actually let's start with the Wind Bomb. That's a better one to calm down a bit here. So yeah, while I reload, maybe I can do some more shoutouts while I reload. I need to basically get back to the Red Plateau, so we need to watch some loading screens here to warp back there with my save file. So yeah, my name is Bubzia, and I do Blindfolded speedrun since like 6 to 7 years at this point, I think, close to like daily. It's this weird little hobby that I have, and I'm blindfolding like tons of games. Breath of the Wild, not only like, you probably know me rather from SM64 actually. And like, yeah, I quickly just want to shout out what the future looks like, because I'm kind of done with Breath of the Wild, to be completely honest. It might be the last run I've done, maybe not, maybe yes, we'll see. But yeah, SM64 is back on the plan, and Elden Ring, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, that's the big new 3 Blindfolded projects. They're gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be fun. So yeah, you can find me on twitch.tv/Bubzia. You can find my commentators on also social media. I can give the mic now back because I will prep for the wind bomb, and I will leave it to you guys. Thank you.
So I guess while he's prepping for that, so you mentioned you can find us on social media. You can find me at twitch.tv/metroidmaster. I run the Game Boy Advance Metroid games. I run a little bit of Mega Man, and recently made a old meme between me and Kirby Master come full circle, and I've recently had to learn a Kirby game. So I now run Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland, Meta Nightmare 100%, and we may be seeing more of that at future marathons.
Excellent. I am mitchriz. You can find me at twitch.tv/mitchriz, and I do Elden Ring and Sekiro, as well as Blindfolded of a bit of both of those games. Haven't done a full Elden Ring yet, but maybe when Bubzia learns, maybe I will too. Who knows? Who knows?
Blindfolded race win.
Ooh.
And I'm crystalsaver. You can find me at twitch.tv/crystalsaver or YouTube as Furza Melody. And like I said, I do a whole bunch of blindfolded runs just like Bubzia, and I'm going to be actually going back into Celeste this whole entire month. So if you want to catch some of that,
Bubzia is too fast here. He's already set up for the wind bomb, where, and he's already done it. He's already done it. Come on, Bubzia, we're trying to shout ourselves out here. But basically, this was one of the shrines that we had earlier where he went all the way around. And yeah, this time, using Wind Bomb, you could just skip all of that. You might wonder why didn't he do that in the actual run. It's just because it needs a bow, and he didn't have a bow at this point in the run, but he's got it.
hey,
All right. All right. And so now he is switching controller over to do the BLSS, which stands for the Bow, Lift, Smuggle, Slide while blindfolded. And that is a super, super powerful technique. It is super fast to get around the entire world. It looks pretty funky. It is not overly difficult in order to perform, but it is overly difficult to do quickly. And so let's see how he does with this blindfolded. So basically, the first thing that he's going to do is he's going to make it so that he's holding both a bomb and his bow at the same time by basically just pressing the buttons for both of them pretty much together. And that's going to get the game a little confused here. So he drops it, picks up at the same time as he does the bow. Didn't quite get it there. Nope, not quite this time. Switching shields just in case. Okay. One more time. There we go.
there we go.
He's holding both in his hands, which is a little weird. Then he's gonna actually unequip the shield. No, actually, he switched shields there. He needs to unequip the shield. Wasn't
Yeah, he
quite
forgot
right.
he had two.
Yes, yes. I think he usually practices this with just one to make it a little easier. But if he unequips the shield, the bomb is just, you know, sort of going to be hanging out. And by doing a second set of like dropping the bomb at the same time as pulling out the bow, or at the same time as pausing and something else. I don't remember all the inputs. Oh, did he get it?
I think he's got it. He just has to de-equip the shield.
Equip the shield. There it is. So you can see now he's holding the bow and the bomb is just kind of on his hand. And if he walks off this edge here, he's flying. Now, while flying, if you just wiggle back and forth, the bomb will just slowly push you backwards. So as long as you're facing backwards and you wiggle, you can gain pretty much infinite speed. It is really, really hard to do fast to do the wiggles, because the faster you wiggle, the more speed that you get. He's keeping it to a pretty nice, consistent pace as of right here. And hopefully he can get all the way over to Ganon's castle here, to Hyrule Castle.
It is possible to hit a speed limit, so that's why Bubzia is wiggling the stick, but then he kind of stops just so he doesn't hit that limit. Because when it does, it resets your speed back to 0.
And during this entire time that he's doing this, he has to be holding down the B button, and he has to never let the stick go back to the neutral position. If either of those happen, he's just going to drop like a rock. He also has to make sure not to hit any extra buttons, so it takes a lot of precision. He's a little off target here, but this is still a very impressive BLSS. Has made it a super far distance at this point. But I don't think it's going to get him into the castle itself. Unless maybe this might count.
He just went outside the boundary.
Just went outside the boundary. Unfortunate. So we may have to do it again to fulfill your guys' incentive that you were so generous in donating for. But yeah, he has gone a little past the castle.
And sometimes you can feel your way. It's like, okay, I think I went more left, so let me try to go right.
Yep.
It looks like Bubzia thought he went right, so he tried to go left.
All right, he still should have that save that he made, so he can just go back and do this one more time for y'all. Give it up for Bubzia. So you get a second BLSS for the price of one. All right, so setting it all up once again. So Saver, please tell me the actual specifics of how this works, because I think I completely butchered it last time. What is going on here?
I think you pretty much nailed it for the most part. Basically, what we're trying to do is, like the name suggests, bowless smuggle. Basically, you're trying to get the bow and a bomb like together. Trying to get the bow. Trying to get a
Sploosh.
You're trying to make it so Link is basically smuggling a bow in his hands. So
Once more with feeling.
Once he gets a bomb out, basically the bomb's going to attach to his hand. And what's happening is, like you said, once he runs off a certain ledge, it has to be like a height of a ledge. Like, for instance, here at the tower, the little lip is a good enough ledge where Link's foot kind of like, only one foot goes up, like in a kneeling position, and that kind of triggers the BLSS. So while he's holding B and holding forward, once he makes that one step up, he's going to start flying in the air. And like you said, again, the bomb is the thing that's pushing him in the opposite direction. So as long as he keeps wiggling in the opposite direction, the bomb's...
Yeah, he does not realize he has those 2 shields in his inventory.
Two shields.
It's just messing him up there. All right. Hopefully he can figure it out this time. I don't think I'll have to tap him on the shoulder and let him know. Hopefully he can figure this out here. All right, got the first part. He's really consistent at that. Nope. He does not realize the 2 shields.
Did he give him the tap?
He's thinking. I think he's got this. I think he'll figure it out. He's laughing about it. All right. If he does it one more time, I may just give him a little tap and let him know. Okay, good first part. He does not know.
All right. Give him the tap.
You've got 2 shields.
2 shields.
You have 2 shields. Oh!
Two shields hype.
All right, now he should have it. All right, once again, the first part. Not quite. There it is.
Yep.
Ooh. And
So he's trying to drop the bomb now.
there it is. There it is.
There you go.
Now he just has to get the right angle as he runs off here. Ooh, that was very early. I think he's way too far left again. What do you think, Saver?
It looks like he's too far left, but when you're blindfolded, for me, I know I tend to go to the right. So even this might still work.
Okay. Hopefully it does. Incurs a lot of lag as it's going on here. He's drifting a little to the right. I'm not sure he's going to get all the way there.
We will find out very shortly.
Yes.
He could potentially change his wiggle from left to right to, say, I don't know, 11 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something. Now make him go more toward the right.
Oh, he is steadily going towards the right.
He's going. He's going.
He's going. He may know that he's a
Is
little
it
off to
enough?
the left.
Will it be enough?
He's definitely holding up right.
Yes, he definitely
I
knows.
think he's gonna make it.
Oh, it just has to
Yeah,
count in the castle.
Just has to count, and he could go all the way.
Hey. But I think
Almost.
he's still too far left.
Shaking his head a little bit. It's loading.
No.
No, I'm just gonna smack into the pillar.
Yeah.
Well, he could float.
If he knows which way he needs to go. No.
He thinks he's at the castle, so he's trying to make the map load so he can teleport.
But unfortunately, that did not work.
Oh, wait.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Maybe.
Hang on.
Oh, just a little more.
A little more backwards,
I think
maybe.
he's too far at this point. I don't think it's
Yeah.
quite going to work out.
yeah. Once
Yeah,
you're at the
that's a guardian
Yep.
targeting there.
Yep. That is going to ruin everything.
well, he might be thinking it's a castle guardian because there's a bunch of those.
But no.
Yeah, so even blindfolded, the BLSS is quite hard to get right into the castle. The castle's such a large area to hit, and you can see how hard it is. And you can't see.
And sploosh.
Just swim upstream. You'll make it eventually.
Oh, this is the moat around the castle.
Oh,
Just
must
go
be.
forward.
Must be the moat around the castle. What else could it be?
And drown.
Oh.
I should have cooked more meat.
Oh, he is, I think, heading towards the castle at this point.
How can you determine that? That's an interesting question.
I think it's
It's
gonna...
too far.
Yeah. I think he's going to need to do this one again.
Once more, with feeling. And... Ammo.
All right. Well, we did get 2 BLSSs there.
So yeah, this was a BLSS. We couldn't quite find the castle, but you get the idea, I assume. Like, we can just fly through the map, and in different categories, we actually use this trick to go to the castle, so it is doable for sure. It's just pretty precise. So I hope you enjoyed this little showcase of the little glitches. Cryonis Wind Bomb also skips like super much of the shrine, and yes, one more time, thank you for having us here. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks for all the donations here at SGDQ. You all are awesome. It's just amazing what's happening here. And I don't know, that's it from my side, I think. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it.
Give it up one more time for Bubzia.
Give it up one more time for Bubzia in that incredible blindfolded showcase. And we still have more runs to come. This is not the end of the marathon. We have a $50 donation from Beardo saying, our son lost his sight to leukemia earlier this year, and Breath of the Wild is one of his favorite games. Witnessing Bubzia crush this run is beyond impressive, and we have been looking forward to it all week. Thank you, GDQ, for helping with these great causes. Yes, chef, let's go. I am going to send you to a break, but we will be back in just a minute. Welcome back, Twitch cuties. It is going to be my sign off for the night. It has been such a pleasure being with you for those two absolutely incredible runs. I am going to go ahead and send you over to our interview team for another wonderful segment, and I'll see you later. Bye.